and then Jesus stops. Out of all the people lining the road, out of all the fences or the faces of the crowd, Jesus stops beneath a tree. And Luke tells us something remarkable. He says, Jesus looks up. Before Zacchaeus can even get a word out, before he can make a request, before he can explain himself, Jesus sees him. And he does something even more personal in that moment. Jesus calls him by name. Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus. There's something so powerful about hearing your name spoken, especially when you're in a crowd of people, because the thought is that you're just blending in with the crowd. But then suddenly that moment becomes personal. It's no longer general. It's no longer about everyone else. But in that moment, it's all about you. Jesus doesn't address the crowd. He doesn't lecture the religious leaders. He speaks directly to a man that everybody had already dismissed. And Jesus says something that would have shocked everyone listening. What does he say in verse 5? He says, I must stay at your house today. It's on a mission. Jesus doesn't say, I would like to stay at your house. He doesn't say, hey, Zacchaeus, if you're willing. He says, I must. And it's interesting because anytime Jesus uses that phraseology or he uses that word, I must, he's saying that something must happen. He's talking about God's purpose. This language is connected to divine mission. Jesus uses that same word when he talks about fulfilling God's plan, or when he talks about moving toward the cross on Calvary's road. He's saying, I must do this. Which tells us something interesting, that this moment isn't accidental. Jesus is not just reacting in this moment. He's acting with intention. Zacchaeus thought that he climbed a tree to see Jesus, but Jesus had come to this city to see Zacchaeus. What looks like coincidence in the crowd was actually compassion by God himself.